I have a dataset with only one column. In this column, every 3 rows will be considered as a separate record. And under each record, I will place all the values into separate columns. For example, Soha will go under name column, Jan will be under month column, and amount will go under sales column. In this way, I will transform all the values into structured records. I'll solve this problem using Excel dynamic array formulas, Power Query, and finally PostgreSQL. And the most interesting part is to solve the problem using Excel dynamic array formulas. There is a straightforward function which is WRAPROWS. In the vector argument, I will select my range, write comma. In the wrap count, I'll write 3. I'll close the bracket and press enter. Now you can see the names, months, and amounts are automatically distributed into 3 separate columns. Now I will provide header. So I will use VSTACK function. I'll write the header name in the curly bracket. So the first header name will be name, right comma. Second header will be month, right comma. And the last header name will be sales. I'll close the curly bracket, right comma. I will stick a WRAPROWS result underneath my header. If I execute this, I have proper headers, and under each header I have respective values. Now I will solve this problem using Power Query. First I will load this table into Power Query editor. So I'll go to data tab and click on from table/range. I am inside the Power Query editor. So let me click on fx. Here I will write a function which is List.Split. So it will split each 3 rows into a separate list. So you can see in this function List.Split, the first argument list as a list. So I have to provide a list here. I will write the column name in the square bracket which is data. I'll write comma. In the second argument which is page size, here I'll write 3. I'll close the bracket, press enter. Now every 3 rows have been transformed into separate lists. If I click on this side, here I have 3 values. If I click on this side, you can see here I have also 3 values. Now I will combine all the names in a separate columns and amount in also another column. So I have to use another function here which is List.Zip. I will close the bracket and press enter. Now I have only 3 inner lists under a outer list. If I click on this side, you can see in this list I have only names. I will click on this side, I have only month in this list. Now I will transform this list into a table. I will use the Table.FromColumns function. Right comma. In the second argument which is columns as any, here I'll write my column name. First column name will be name, and I have to write them in the curly bracket. Second column name will be month, and last one will be sales. I will hit OK. Now this is my expected result. All the values are automatically distributed under each respective column. Let me click on this icon to solve the problem in PostgreSQL. First I will display my table. I will use select asterisk means the entire table. From my table name is data_table. I'll run this. So this is my table. I will create a new column for serial number. I will delete this asterisk. The first column is data, right comma, and in the second column I'll create the serial number. I'll use row_number function. I'll use beginning and close a round bracket again over, and the column name will be row number. So as rn means row number. If I run this, now I have a new column, and in this column I have serial number. So I will create nested CTE. This is my first CTE. I will write with, I'll give it a name. So the CTE name will be C1. I'll close the script inside the round bracket. If I write select asterisk from C1, I will have the same result. Now I will create group serial number. For the first 3 rows, the number will be 1 1 1. Again for the second 3 rows the number will be 2 2 2. So in this way I will calculate my group serial number. Here I will write comma. So the concept I will apply, I will divide each value by 3. So it will return 0.333. Then I will use the CEIL function to transform this number into the nearest integer. So the function will be CEIL. I will divide Rn, my row number, by 3.0 and the column name will be group serial number. If I run this, now you can see I have group serial number. For the first 3 rows, I have 1 1 1. For the second 3 rows, I have 2 2 2. So this is my second CTE. I'll write name. It will be C2 as I will enclose inside the round bracket. I'll write a comma here. If I write select asterisk from C2, I will run this. I have the same table. Here I'll delete the asterisk and press enter to create a new line. Now I will find the remainder value. If I divide this 1 by 3, so the remainder will be 1. If I divide this 2 by 3, the remainder will be 2. Again, if I divide this 3 by 3, the remainder will be 0. In this way, I will calculate the remainder value for the other numbers. So I will write column name Rn, use percentage to get my remainder value. So the number I will use to divide Rn 3 and the column name will be, for example, name. If I run this, now you can see I have 1 2 0. So 1 refers the name, 2 refers the month and 0 refers the cells. I will use the case when if it is equal to 1 then return data. I'll close case when. If I run this, now you can see I have only name. So here I will use the max function. I'll close the bracket. So all the nulls will be gone. If I run this, now I have only the Soha. I'll write comma. I will copy this function here and paste it here. Now I'll change the value. It will be 2 and the column name will be month. I'll press enter and the value will be 0 and the column name will be cells. If I run this, now I have 3 columns, name, month, cells. I will use the group by function, group by, to group my data set by the group number. I will use the gn. If I run this, now you can see I have my expected result, but I have to use order by function, order by gn. If I run this, now I have Soha, Jan and cells. Again Elijah, Jan, cells, Shah, Jan, cells. I have my expected result. I hope you like my solution. Thank you for watching this video.